How is the job market in general? Is it realistic today to get a job in game development, or are there too few jobs? How do you think is the situation?
What I've noticed, and the reason why I don't have or haven't pursued that as much, is because I've seen a lot of people have to get in through QA, and that's not necessarily a bad thing, but that is a lot of time that you have to spend not doing what you want to do.
What does this mean exactly when you
Oh,
say?
I'm sorry, quality assurance. So they're testing. So a lot of programmers and designers and artists get into the industry through these quality assurance jobs. And you're testing. And sometimes as you move up, you're writing tests, you're managing groups of testers, and then eventually, hopefully you get into the design or programming side. Um, it is possible to jump right to a design or programming role. It's very difficult. Again, you have to really network, and it's very important to have, um, I would say, a lot of like a few core projects on your GitHub or something, because it's very hard to get out of school in this kind of with this kind of degree and jump right into the industry without some really good examples of what you can do. And if you're self-taught, I mean that you're kind of in the same boat. You just need to start, you need to start, and you need to keep making things.
So building projects for your portfolio is a good idea, just like in app development.
Yeah.
And how
Mm-hmm.
how big should they be? Is it enough to watch a beginner tutorial and build a small
Oh yeah.
project? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
you don't need to build a full game with story and everything.
No,
Okay.
no, not at all. I've gotten this question a few times, and I've helped a couple people do their portfolios. My approach, especially with Unity, it makes it kind of nice, because each games, like full AAA or full bodied games, can be broken down into several core elements, right? So a good core project could be like make a really cool player movement and camera controller. Like that is like you could have it with a capsule. It doesn't You don't have to have game art or anything, but if it works and it's showing some interesting functionality and you're mastering, if you can show some good clean code, maybe some design patterns, if you're at that level, like that's perfectly fine. If you want to do like just a user interface that has a really great background layer that manages all the game's data, great. That's a small piece. If you want to do an enemy mechanic or even a player mechanic, like I said, they don't have to be full games. They need to be full features, though. So like full core components or features of a game. That really shows, like, if you were put, like, employers are looking for, if they dropped you into a team right now, how much would they have to teach you, right? How much would it cost them to get you up to speed and producing meaningful work? And from my perspective, if you can show these small core projects, that's a pretty good indicator that like you can create something that's sort of that's complete, but meaningful to a game. Like nobody now programs an entire game like at a high level, like indie developers do, but no one person is responsible for like a massive game. You break out the teams into components, or the components into teams, and then they make each small thing, and you put it together.
Yeah, that makes sense. And if someone starts at zero today, how long should they expect it takes them to get job ready?
Ooh, depends on the person, but I would say, I mean, at 6 months of really like diligent kind of work on your own, and just for trying to get a general like entry level software development job with C sharp, um, like 6 to 9 months, I think that's doable. I mean, you can't really quote me on that because that's different in every country, but uh, Unity is a little bit, it's difficult. You can freelance anytime you want. I mean, technically, and Unity jobs are skyrocketing. Everyone needs a Unity developer because you can do so much with Unity. So I wouldn't, if you were just starting out and you had 6 months to a year of C sharp and Unity experience, I wouldn't limit yourself to just applying for game jobs. I would look for any company that's like doing commercial visualization or like VR walkthroughs of real estate, or any kind of simulation work, even if it's weird and not games. Like it doesn't matter if you get that experience under your belt where a client comes to you and says, I need this visualized in 3D and I need this and I need this, and they have, a core feature list, and you implement that successfully. I mean, even if it's not a playable game and it's, like a commercial simulation, that's still technically, a game to me in terms of how you make it. So don't limit yourself to just applying for game companies, because that's going to be tough in any market.
So there are also offers on freelance sites. So it has a healthy freelance market, if I understand this correctly.
Yeah.
And so this is also an option maybe for people who don't want to work in a company. Or would you recommend working in a company?
Honestly, I would recommend working at a company just to learn the logistics of how a business like this works. If you already have experience freelancing, go for it. Like if you already know how to pull, kind of like template contracts, how to do, set up your LLC, how to do your own taxes. Like if you know how to have put together a client pitch deck, these things you learn naturally if you work at a company. But if you already have experience with that, or if you learn it on your own, like go for it. Start freelancing. It can't, as long as you do it with integrity, it can't really hurt you. If you're upfront about your skills and you stick to, doing what you said, go for it.